He's practicing. He's looking good. And we're working him back in. I think, or I know Jack will continue to get the start. The thought is to get Chris's legs back into him and kind of reassess things going into the bowl game. But I think right now he gives us some depth. We've been kind of treading water, I think, a little bit in terms of the depth issue. So he gives you that. And depending on how the rest of the week goes, we'd like to be able to get him some work. I think he's earned it. The juice of practice has been different. I think the meetings have been different. I think the vets kind of fuel it. I know the coach will talk about it, bring it up in his meetings, but I think it's the meetings, if you want to call it that, sitting down in the locker room, walking to practice and walking off of practice, what it's going to be like, what it means, the guys that will come before them, the history of it, all that's very much there. No, it's a great place to play. There's a definite rivalry. It was new for me that year, but it just took that one game to kind of seal it. So I'm looking forward to it. I know that there's a lot of anticipation on both sides. I've heard the things coming out of their camp, and so I'm looking forward to Saturday.
And this week, he told me he was just, I haven't played football for a month, so the expectation is for me not to start, right away. But he was like, you're gonna rotate me and ease me in, but I'll be back, starting full go bowl game. Now, conditioning wise, I think I'm 100%. I'm not out of shape or anything. I feel a little bit weaker though, but I think I'll be back to my 100 full healthy percent in probably about another week.
With Minnesota and Wisconsin has a tradition that goes way back. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of history, and the biggest thing for me is the precedent that's been set. We've had the Axe for 11 years now, so the precedent has been set. Chris Borland, Mike Taylor, guys, who came before me, we've kept the Axe. So now it's my responsibility and the men on this team to continue that tradition and keep that Axe where it belongs, and that's here in Wisconsin. I can't throw up any poster board material for these boys, but just know that they're not very liked on this side of the state. We got a lot of respect for Minnesota. Obviously, they do a lot of great things. They're a great team. But this Saturday, there's going to be a lot on the line. They're playing for bowl eligibility. We're playing to keep the Axe. We're playing to show Minnesota where they belong and keep the Axe where it belongs, and that's here in Wisconsin, and we'll be ready to go this Saturday. Absolutely, that's without a question. Obviously Minnesota, we have a lot of respect for them as a team. They got great coaches there. Coach Kill was a great coach. I know he recruited me personally. They got a lot of respect for the program, but it's the Wisconsin-Minnesota rivalry, arguably one of the best rivalries in college football. And to keep Minnesota out of bowl eligibility wouldn't just necessarily be an icing on the cake. It would just be a kind of a credit to this defense, to this team, and we'll be ready to go. Absolutely, and I think it's a precedent and it's a mindset. I think Minnesota is continually to get more competitive as the years go on. Last year they're extremely competitive, and this year they will be again. I think Minnesota they want to beat Wisconsin, and Wisconsin wants to beat Minnesota. And at the end of the day, that's what a rivalry is all about. We've been fortunate enough to have the Axe 11 years. And we plan on keeping that tradition going, making it 12 this Saturday. I don't know, I'd probably say that he's probably one of the biggest nerds that I've ever freaking met in my life. He, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, he fantasizes about being a wizard. So I don't know where that all comes from. I don't know what type of dude he is, but I'm gonna let him do his thing on the side there.